All right, we'll get our media availability started for today's Drive Sober 200 here at Dover International Speedway. We are joined by our third place finisher, Justin Allgaier, the driver of the number 7 TaxSlayer.com Chevrolet. A strong finish for you. You're in the chase. I'll just talk about your run out there a little bit.
It was a good day. Obviously, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that I was a little disappointed that we got let the 3 get by us today with a couple laps to go. But it was a lot of fun racing with Ty throughout the last 25 laps or so. But Jason Burdett and all the guys on this number 7 TaxSlayer.com Chevy team did a great job all weekend. We fought a really loose condition in practice. The guys went to work, and we kind of got on the opposite side of it for the race, and were tight majority of the day, and unfortunately that just kind of put us in the box that we were in. We knew how the car was handling, we knew what we needed to do, and when Ty got to my inside there at the end, it was just a matter of conserving points and making sure that we got the best points day possible. So a solid day, a solid finish, and ultimately keeps us alive in this chase elimination and go into next week. And obviously I don't know that there's a comfortable spot next week, but at least we've got a little bit more cushion after this weekend than we did the weeks before.
All right, we'll now open it up to questions for Justin. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless microphone to you. We'll go back to Dan.
Dan Gelsman, Associated Press. Justin, how does it change when 3 Cup drivers who are kind of regular winners in the series sit out? Change the way you feel about maybe winning a race or running up front for most of the race?
I don't think it would have changed. I mean, I think they put 3 guys in the car that were equally as capable of going out and running up front and winning races. They came through the field quick, just as the same as the guys that were in those cars would have done the same if they had to start at the back. And I think that ultimately, today was interesting. I mean, my hat's off to Daniel. I mean, Daniel did a great job. I don't know that anybody was going to beat him today, and I think it was smart for the Cup guys to sit out. I think that 2 races in one day would obviously be a strain mentally, probably not physically, but mentally I think it would be a big strain on them. But I know that they wanted to be in the cars as much as anybody to go out there and have a shot at it. But I think the guys that filled in for them did an equally as good of a job, and it was a good race.
Do we have any questions up in the press box?
We have music.
I know. Do we have any additional questions downstairs here in the media center? All right, Justin. Well, congratulations on your race today.
Thank
Good luck.
you.
We are going to continue on with our post-race media availabilities for today's Drive Sober 200. We are joined by crew chief Scott Graves and car owner coach Joe Gibbs with the number 19 Interstate Batteries Toyota. This is the 2nd win of the season for this team and also advances this car into the round of 8 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series chase. Scott, why don't you start off by telling us about the race and what it means to move into the round of 8?
Obviously, it feels good to move on and know that you're locked in. So big accomplishment for us to get the win at this point in the season. Just the day we weren't really sure what we were going to have. We knew we had a decent car at the end of practice. Actually, it struggled a little bit. So to see the way it took off today and know that we made the right adjustments and had a car that could dominate like that shows a lot for the team. Had a good day with it.
Great. And, Coach, talk a little bit about what this means for Joe Gibbs Racing to advance Daniel's car into the round of 8.
Yeah, just really proud of Scott and Daniel. Obviously a big day for us. It shows you how hard our sport is. We had 3 cars in there. We thought all 3 of them were pretty good and had a tough day with Eric and had all kinds of issues there. And then Drew, same thing with our 18 cars. So it tells you how hard our sport is. And, again, it's it points to what a great day Scott and Daniel had. Big deal for us. Think about it. Interstate Batteries has been with us for 25 years. I just called Norm. And when you think about that, our sport is totally different than other sports. You got to have great sponsors. And long-term relationships are, the easiest way to get a sponsor is to keep one. And Norm has been so good for us. And then Eris is a big part of our program there, too. As everybody knows, those guys coming on board, we have a bunch of them here today, and then the Eris is going to be on the Cup car today with Carl. I can't emphasize enough how important it is for our sponsors and for everybody out there, everybody in the media that gives us attention and talks about our sponsors. It's just a huge deal for us, and it's what we It's one of the most important relationships, obviously, we have. Toyota, again, just a great partner. More than a manufacturer for us, they're a partner. And everything we share in, they share in.
Great. We will now open up to questions for Scott and Coach. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless microphone to you.
Jessica Ruffin, NASCAR.com. This is for Coach Gibbs. Daniel's one of the young up-and-coming drivers in this sport, and sometimes you never know how they're going to handle kind of a pressure-filled situation like the chase is, especially with the new Xfinity chase. What does that tell you about him, how he's going to be able to perform in this chase format this year?
Well, I think that's a great point. He is one of the up-and-coming, I feel like, young stars. I think Daniel, too, the fact from a diversity standpoint and all he represents there from a Hispanic standpoint, too, I think it's huge for our sport. And he's the perfect, I think, representative. He's funny. He's got a good sense of humor. And I think he really, really appreciates where he is. And you think about what he battled through. He's been helping my grandson with go-karts. He's racing go-karts in Mexico and fighting his way up through all that series down there. You know what that takes for a young guy to be able to go through all that, get recognized, and then have a chance to come up here. And so it's a great story. I think it's a great story. I think it's great for our sport, and we're thrilled to be a part of that. Our diversity program at Joe Gibbs Race has been a big deal for us. Eric Amarola came through there. Bubba came through there. So we got a lot of guys that we think are going to be, wind up making a great presence in our sport. It's a huge deal for us.
Do we have any additional questions for Coach or Scott? We'll go to Dustin.
Yeah. No, I think it's big disappointment 2 weeks in a row for Eric. And I mentioned how hard our sport is. I think we've gone to the racetrack with fast cars, and he ran well here last go around. But today we just couldn't get a handle. It was a lot of different things that happened to us. We thought we were cutting a tire down and put ourselves 2 laps down. I think it just shows you how competitive and tough this series is. We, at our race team, the Xfinity program here is a huge deal for us. We got 3 cars in there. It's a big deal for us. It's a big deal for our sponsors. I just talked about Harris and Interstate. But for Eric, it puts us in a real bind. Yeah, he said to me after the race, he said, well, I feel like we'll be real fast at Charlotte, but that's going to be a pressure cooker for us. We're going to have to find a way to run great there. So we put ourselves in a bind with it, but that's what can happen in our sport, and particularly I think for the fans and everybody, the chase. Really what you're in. I'm going to be so nervous coming up here, in about another hour or two for the Cup deal, because any of our cars, if we had a serious issue, we run the risk of being out of this. And so we're all on edge right now. But I think it's great for the fans. It obviously is. It's a lot of pressure. But I think the fans really enjoy it. We don't know what's going to happen, so that's the great thing about our sport right now in the playoffs.
Any final questions? All right, Coach and Scott, congratulations on advancing to the round of 8 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series Chase. All right, we are now joined by the race winner of today's Drive Sober 200, Daniel Suarez, the driver of the number 19 Interstate Batteries Toyota. Daniel, you won a race earlier this year to get into the chase, and now you won a race to advance to the round of 8 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series Chase. Talk a little bit about what that win means to you.
It really means a lot. It means a lot to get a win here in Dover. It's a place that I really like a lot since my K&N days when I used to race here, and it was a lot of fun. My first time here, I was scared because it was very, very fast. But well, now I just enjoy this place a lot, and And it's very good to have a win on this way, performing the way that we did, and to have plenty of speed. The 19 Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry was super strong today. I think that's something really good for our team to build good momentum, to build some confidence, and to move to the last 6-7 races of the chase. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and performing this on this way, I think is going to help this team and the entire organization.
All right, we'll now open up to questions. Please raise your hand. We'll start with Jerry. We'll get a wireless mic to him.
Tracy Network, Kicking the Tires. Daniel, I was talking to Elliott Sadler after the race, and he says that he's criticizing the media for focusing on Eric and saying you were getting slighted because you were, the top dog right now at JGR. Do you feel slighted getting these wins, and how do you feel about moving on?
I feel good. Eric has been doing a really good job. He's very strong. He's very fast as well. And I've been learning a lot from him and from the entire organization. I feel like I'm very lucky to have very strong teammates, not just in the Xfinity series, but as well in the Cup series. That I'm able to go out there and ask a question, and everyone has been super helpful to me. So I just feel good. I feel like every single race we've been working hard and trying to find new things, and sometimes we miss it a little bit, and when we do miss it a little bit, we finish in the top 5. That's something good that we have as a team, that we are consistent, and we know when we have a shot to win, and we know when we need to finish in the top 3, top 5. So very proud of my team. I feel like we have some good momentum going. We have fast race cars, and really looking forward for the next couple months.
Additional questions? We'll go to Jessica, and then up to Jim.
Jessica Ruffin, NASCAR.com. We are in Hispanic Heritage Month right now. What does this mean for you to get a win during this month to represent your culture like this?
This is something really cool. Honestly, I didn't remember this until they asked me in the victory lane. So this is something really good, very special for me, and for all the people that they've been supporting me since I moved here to the U.S. Almost 5 years ago, and having all the support that I have had from Mexico, from here in the U.S., and all Latin America, it's been super special. I really feel lucky to be in this position and to be able to represent all of them.
We'll go to Jim.
You won in June and kind of struggled for some consistency through the summer. You've now had 6 straight races finishing 8th or higher. Do you feel like you guys are at your best right now at the most important part of the season?
I think we are. Something really good about my team is that we have a lot of chemistry. We don't give up. We work really hard. When we have good days, we work hard. And when we have bad days, we work even harder. So I really like my team because we are together. We win together and we lost together. And we just have a lot of communication. A couple months ago, we were having a lot of conversation that we needed to find a little more speed, and we were working hard to try to make that speed happen. So I'm just proud of my team, proud of the way that we've been performing in the last few weeks. And I think in the next, like I say, month and a half, couple months, it's going to be just better.
We'll go back to Jessica.
Jessica Ruffin, NASCAR.com again. So you took a phone call in Victory Lane. Who was that phone call from? And also, where are you going to put Miles the trophy?
Yeah, it was Norton Miller from Interstate Batteries. He's been just great to me. A lot of support and a lot of trust as well since last year. So that's something really special. I feel very lucky to have support from people like him, like Interstate Batteries, Aris, Juniper, Coca-Cola, the World, all the people that make this program possible, Toyota. And that's definitely something really cool. And this little guy, you know what? I've been trying very hard to get one of these guys because in the K9 series, I used to see this guy and say, man, that thing is really cool. I wish I can have one of those for my house very soon. And finally to get this guy and be able to bring it with me home, I think it's going to be very special. Where I'm going to put it, I don't know, but I think that's going to be something easy to figure it out.
Do we have any final questions for Daniel? All right, Daniel, congratulations on your second win of the season and advancing in the chase.
Thank you very much.